No one saw this coming. Not the fans, not the blogs. Not even Chance the Rapper's own team. In an unfiltered, twinkly, completely unexpected moment caught on livestream. Chance looked straight into the camera, cracked a smile, and said the words that would set the hip-hop world on fire. "I wouldn't even be rapping if it wasn't for Kendrick Lamar. He's my biggest inspiration, period." And just like that, the internet broke. This wasn't a casual compliment. This was a direct shift in how the world sees Chance and how Chance sees himself. Coming from a rapper who once stood toe-to-toe with Kanye, Toa dropped gospel-infused hits that redefined independent artistry and took home 3 Grammys without a label. This statement turned everything upside down. Why now? Why Kendrick? And what does this mean for Chance's legacy? But hold up, this isn't just some feel-good moment. Because hours later, the fake love accusations started flying. Cryptic tweets popped up from other Chicago artists, and leaked texts hinted at a secret collab that could flip the entire rap game sideways. This ain't just admiration. This is a powder keg ready to blow. To understand just how earth-shaking Chance the Rapper's statement really was, you've got to rewind the clock back to the mid-2010s, when hip-hop was at a boiling point, and 2 very different kings were carving out empires from opposite sides of the country. On one end, Kendrick Lamar, the Compton-born lyrical juggernaut, fresh off his Good Kid, Mod City breakthrough, and already shaping himself into the next great prophet of hip-hop. On the other, Chance the Rapper, it's a Chicago kid with a smile as bright as his future, who flipped the entire industry upside down by refusing to sign with a label, dropping acid rap and coloring book for free, and still winning Grammys. Their styles couldn't be more different. Kendrick's world was dense, introspective, painful, and political, a lyrical maze of black trauma, survival, and systemic breakdowns. Chance's world was spiritual, joyful, family-centered, and unapologetically faith-driven. He didn't need to battle demons. He brought Sunday service to the stage years before Kanye ever thought of it. But here's the thing. Chance and Kendrick have always circled each other. There were whispers of collaborations, rumors of secret sessions in 2016, fleeting mutual shout-outs in interviews, and that one blurry studio photo from 2017 that had Reddit spiraling for weeks. But nothing concrete. Instead, their careers seemed to run parallel occasionally, intersecting on a festival stage, but never colliding. That is, until now. Because when Chance stared into that live stream and called Kendrick his biggest inspiration, it wasn't just a compliment, it was a confession. "Without Kendrick, I wouldn't have had the courage to rap like me. That man gave me permission to be raw, vulnerable, black." It was the kind of raw, unfiltered praise you just don't hear in an industry built on ego, rivalry, and strategic silence. But to really feel the weight of those words, you have to remember what Chance had been through. After coloring book's meteoric success, he was hailed as the new golden child of independent hip-hop. Kanye called him the future. Barack Obama invited him to the White House. Churches and clubs alike blasted his music. But then came 2019's the Big Day and album, drenched in marital bliss, personal joy, and fan disappointment. The internet dragged it. Memes flooded Twitter. "He loves his wife" became a punchline. Suddenly, the same fans who once praised him as the messiah of SoundCloud rap were mocking him online, and through it all, silence from his peers. Nobody defended him. Not Kanye, not Drake, not Cole, not even Kendrick. The hurt was visible. Chance went quiet, deleted tweets, took a step back from music. Rumors spread about creative burnout, label frustrations despite being independent, and internal clashes within his team. Then he started popping back up quietly. A verse here, a freestyle there, an art film, a festival set. But the hype was gone. And yet, Chance didn't give up. He rebuilt behind the scenes. Sources say he restructured his team, took therapy seriously, and started flying out to undisclosed studio retreats. And guess who one of those retreats included? Yup, Kendrick. A source close to a Chicago engineer leaked in June. Chance and Kendrick spent 4 days in an LA studio this spring. No phones, no cameras. It was just the two of them. Vibing, you could hear healing in the booth. Real healing. The internet ignored the report, brushed it off as more fake insider noise. But now, it doesn't feel fake anymore, especially when Chance went live last night and dropped the bomb. There's a reason. Kendrick's the GOAT. There's not a single verse he's ever written that didn't come from the soul. I used to hide mine until I heard Sing About Me. That song changed my life. The room went dead silent. Fans who were just casually watching for freestyles or tour announcements were suddenly looking at Chance with new eyes. This wasn't hype. This was something. Elston then, as if to hammer the point home, he said one last thing before the stream cut. It's deeper than rap now. And it's bigger than me. Boom. Twitter detonated, but not everyone was cheering. Within minutes, suspicious tweets started surfacing, cryptic lines from Chicago rappers like Vic Mensa and Nonam. Even a Juice WRLD producer posted a shrug emoji with the caption, "Funny how people remember their heroes once the charts dry up." Even more shocking, a leaked iMessage screenshot supposedly from an Atlantic Records exec saying, Chance calling Kendrick his inspiration. Play Nice Now, collab album, incoming. WHAT. Now, fans are asking, was this heartfelt? Was it strategic? Is this leading to a Kendrick x Chance project no one saw coming? Or worse, is Chance trying to ride Kendrick's momentum now that he's back on top? Because, remember, Kendrick just came off the biggest year in hip-hop history's mashing Drake. In a rap war, selling out global tours, and becoming the undisputed king of lyricism again. So when Chance suddenly aligns himself this hard, it smells like something's bubbling under the surface. And trust, what happens next will break more than just headlines. The live stream ended, but the fallout just beginning. Within the first hour of Chance's declaration that Kendrick Lamar was his biggest inspiration, the internet spun into a tornado of admiration, confusion, and suspicion. At first, fans embraced the moment. It felt real, raw, vulnerable. The kind of respect rarely shown in public, especially between two heavyweights. TikTok flooded with tribute side-by-side montages of Kendrick's most poetic bars layered over Chance's most spiritual verses. Edits of How Much a Dollar Cost paired with clips of blessings. It was beautiful. It was inspiring, but then Kendrick didn't respond. Not with a tweet. Not with a repost. Not with a nod, not even a cryptic emoji. Silence. And in hip-hop, silence is never just silence. Fans waited, refreshing his socials, watching his PGLANG Instagram for any sign. Nothing. By hour 3, the shift began. A tweet from @BlackRhetorical went viral, Chance calling Kendrick his biggest inspiration, but Kendrick acting like he didn't even hear it is wild. Cold world. And then the leaks began. Alleged DMs surfaced between a PG Long team member and an unknown engineer. The messages suggested Kendrick felt blindsided by the livestream. We didn't approve that narrative. Not now. Especially after the Drake stuff. Keep the focus on the movement, not Chance's redemption arc. Wait, what? Was Kendrick annoyed by the praise? Or did he feel manipulated? Was Chance leveraging the current Kendrick hype wave to reposition himself? Boom. Timeline fried. At the same time, a YouTube video resurfaced from the 2017 BET Awards. It didn't get much attention back then, but now, it's being dissected like it holds the Da Vinci Code. The video? Kendrick accepting his award for Best Male Hip-Hop Artist. During his speech, he said, "Shout out to all the real ones, pushing the culture forward, even if they ain't topping charts. Some of y'all talk God but don't walk it. We see it." Fans didn't think much of it at the time, but now they're connecting the dots. Was Kendrick subtly calling out Chance for his overly preachy tone post-coloring book? Was this a hidden jab that's been hiding in plain sight for years? The internet couldn't handle it. Reddit lit up with conspiracy threads titled, "Kendrick's been side-eyeing Chance since 2017. Chance's praise equals desperate rebrand. What does PG Long really think of Chance?" And just when the controversy seemed to peak, a new leak dropped. A text screenshot, supposedly from a Top Dog Entertainment group chat, began circulating. The name was redacted, but the message read, "Why he's saying that now? Where was the love when we dropped Untitled Unmastered? That boy ghosted. Now he want a collab." And beneath it, a single reply, "Not happening." Some claimed it was fake. Others swore it was real. But the damage was done. Chance's image was now in limbo, caught between heartfelt homage and opportunistic cloud chasing. But the biggest twist came from Chance himself, because 24 hours after the live stream, he tweeted and deleted something that sent fans into another frenzy. "Kendrick doesn't owe me a cosign, just like I didn't owe anyone silence." Deleted within 15 minutes, screenshotted 1,000 times. Now the theory wheel spun even harder. What did he mean? Was he firing back at the cold shoulder? Is there a deeper beef we never saw coming? And then came the final leak of the night. A voice memo posted anonymously on a Kendrick fan Discord, The Voice. Allegedly Chance, tired, emotional, speaking quietly in a room. "I said it because it's the truth, not to get a verse, not to ride a wave. But if you get punished for speaking your truth, then what's the point of any of it?" Fans broke. Some rallied behind him. Chance is vulnerable and honest. Y'all dragged him for growing. Others doubled down. "You're only speaking now 'cause Kendrick's hot. Sit down." And Kendrick, still silent. No tweets, no replies, no confirmation, no denial, which only makes the noise louder, because when Kendrick doesn't speak, the world starts writing stories for him. And this story is just getting started. Just when the dust was beginning to settle, when fans had started turning, the page on Chance's sudden Kendrick praise the verse dropped. It came without warning. No promo, no snippet, no labeled tweet. Just a surprise guest appearance on an unreleased Isaiah Rashad track that suddenly leaked onto Reddit late Friday night under the file name Rebirth Demove 3FTK. At first, no one believed it. It sounded too clean to be real, too sharp, too direct. But within minutes, fans recognized the flow, the voice, the delivery. It was Kendrick and what he said. Wazanuke dropped straight onto this entire situation. Say he found God 'cause the charts stopped callin'. Found praise in my name when his streams went fallin'. Never answered your texts back in 16. Per now you cry on live. Trying to join my regime. Boom. The internet froze. Then it exploded. Kendrick just responded to Chance in a leak. That's a diss, straight up. So he was ignoring him. Twitter turned into a digital riot. TikTok was flooded with dramatic reenactments of the verse. YouTube had reaction videos titled "Chance is Finished." Clubhouse rooms popped up like wildfire. Kendrick's verse explained, "Chance is over." And J. Cole better step in, and step in. He did, because just hours after Kendrick's bar started circulating, J. Cole, who had been completely silent during the Drake Kendrick war, suddenly made a move that shocked everyone. He posted an IG story. Simple black screen. One word, Chicago. Then he dropped a 13-second snippet of a new beat. And in the background, ChanceTheRapper's voice Not an old verse, not a sample. A new recording, you could hear him say, "They told me to fall back. But I'm not built like that. I stood where giants slept and brought the silence back." What? Now fans were spiraling. Was this J. Cole signaling an alliance with Chance? Was this a setup for a Cole x Chance collab meant to clap back at Kendrick? Was this a subtle reminder that Cole and Kendrick still have unfinished business? Speculation went OFF. Reddit threads were on fire. One titled "It's 2016 All Over Again" laid it out like this: Chance just reignited the Trinity War. Kendrick clapped first. Cole stepping up. If Drake drops a bar next, it's over for peace in hip-hop. And then, an old clip of Chance resurfaced from a 2015 interview with The Breakfast Club. One where he criticized Kendrick lightly, but now it hit different. "I love Kendrick. He's dope, but sometimes he's too preachy, you know? I think people want to feel, not just think." Fans reposted it like wildfire, so now he's your inspiration. Chance been faking the whole time. This man rewrote his past. For clout. Even Chance's old coloring book lyrics were being dissected like ancient scrolls. One viral tweet read, "Y'all forget Chance said, 'I don't make songs for free. I make songs for freedom.'" Now he's begging Kendrick for relevance, and Kendrick still hadn't said a word publicly. No confirmation that the verse was meant as a diss. No denial, but behind the scenes, more fuel poured in. An insider at PG Lang reportedly spoke to a small podcast under anonymity. That verse was real. Kendrick's tired of people riding waves. Chance tried to pivot his narrative onto Kendrick's back, and that's not gonna fly. The line that got people really heated. "This ain't about bars anymore. It's about legacy control." Legacy control. That one phrase echoed across the timeline, because for the first time, fans started realizing this wasn't just about respect. This was about who gets to be remembered. About who owns the culture. And then came the final blow of the night. Another leaked message this time. A supposed voice note from Chance's team to Apple Music. "If we can secure Kendrick for the final track, it redeems the arc. If not, pivot to Cole." It was cold, clinical, calculated, and suddenly, the whole biggest inspiration moment felt like strategy. The internet was torn. Team Chance. He was being honest, vulnerable. Y'all punish real emotion. Team Kendrick. He tried to ride Kendrick's wave. That's not love. That's manipulation. Team Cole. He's watching from the trees, and he might be the one to end both of them. And through it all, the music kept leaking by day's end. Another snippet dropped allegedly from a Chance x J. Cole track titled "Midwest Mercy." In it, Chance raps, "I bled for my blessings. I wept in the booth. Don't question my lessons. I only speak truth." No direct mention of Kendrick, but fans weren't buying it. One comment summed it all up. Chance playing victim. Kendrick dropping nukes. Cole just lit the match. And in the middle of it all, a BET Awards representative leaked a rumor that the three are being approached to close the show with a surprise cypher in LA. Fans lost their minds. If they share the same stage, they'll be the biggest hip-hop moment of the decade. But can they? Because at this point, the tension might be too real, and the deeper question still hangs. Was this ever about inspiration? The entire hip-hop world was on fire. The reactions came in fast and heavy. Hot 97's A Bro in the Morning spent an entire segment screaming about the emotional vulnerability industry and how Chance was weaponizing sensitivity. For sympathy, he's trying to flip the narrative and guilt-trip the culture into loving him again, Ebro said, slamming the desk. "We ain't falling for it." In contrast, Charlemagne Tha God on The Breakfast Club defended Chance. "Y'all say y'all want realness. But when a brother opens up and shows love, Y'all call it calculated. That says more about y'all than him. But then DJ Accusations chimed in on, of course. He poured gasoline on the entire situation. He went live, shaking his head, laughing, Chance. Out here begging for features like it's 2017. Bro went from I love my wife to Kendrick's my goat real quick. He wasn't done. This ain't even about Kendrick. It's about relevance. And if you gotta start name-dropping the guy who just dropped Not Like Us to get blogs talking about you again, then maybe the game's already past you. And just like that Team Kendrick doubled in size overnight, Kendrick fans launched hashtag #StaySilentKendrick on X, celebrating his refusal to feed into manufactured clout traps. Meanwhile, Chance fans fired back with hashtag #LetHimHeal, claiming he was being bullied for being transparent and vulnerable. Even Tyler, the creator, weighed in, posting a now-deleted tweet. This is why artists keep their mouths shut. Chance shows love and gets body slammed. Wild world, but the most unexpected reaction came from Childish Gambino. Donald Glover rarely speaks out, but he posted a cryptic Instagram story. When I said Kendrick was the GOAT in 2016, y'all told me I was clout chasing too. Fans instantly remembered Gambino's Grammy speech where he also praised Kendrick. And just like Chance, he too faced backlash for it. Maybe this isn't about Kendrick, one fan tweeted. Maybe it's about how hip-hop treats sensitivity in men. Suddenly, a new conversation began bubbling beneath the chaos. Why? Does showing admiration equals weakness in hip-hop? Is there room for emotional transparency anymore? Or are Chance's critics right? Was this just strategic desperation? Two camps formed. Hard, loud, relentless. Team Chance, he's trying to heal. This is bravery, not clout chasing. Y'all drag everyone who talks about God or growth. Let that man give Kendrick flowers, without it turning into war. Team Kendrick, he stayed quiet for a reason. Chance waited until Kendrick was the hottest name in rap again to show love. Sus, that bet clip from 2017 said it all. Kendrick Benu, we're protecting legacy. Not everyone gets to claim it. Even Hip Hop DX ran a front-page headline, Love or Leverage. The Chance and Kendrick fallout sparks hip-hop's identity crisis, but just when the flames were raging their hottest. A new rumor dropped from an anonymous Reddit account with a history of accurate leaks. The title of the thread? Bet Cypher rehearsals underway. Kendrick, Chance, and Cole all in LA this week. What? The post claimed that Bet had secured a secret reunion moment between the three Chance, Kendrick, and J. Cole for an unscheduled surprise cypher meant to heal the culture and close the Kendrick versus Drake era on Unity. Fans weren't buying it. No way Kendrick agrees to that. Chance better not try to use that moment to cry on camera again. If Cole's in it, it's already going to be awkward. He's still got that false prophet's energy in the air. BET refused to confirm or deny the leak, but insiders from Revolt TV claimed they were already preparing exclusive behind-the-scenes coverage for a monumental moment in hip-hop unity at this year's show. Suddenly, hope started to emerge. Could this whole war turn into a healing moment? Would Kendrick actually show up? Would he address it through bars? Would Chance get redemption through freestyle instead of confession? And Cole, was he peacekeeper or puppet master? Nobody knew, and everybody wanted answers. Even Spotify's Rap Caviar account teased fans by posting a black and white graphic of 3 microphones and the caption, Legends, soon. Now it's no longer about Chance's statement, it's about what comes next. It was supposed to be the moment that healed everything. The Bet reunion. ChanceTheRapper, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole together in one cypher. 3 icons, 3 styles. One final act of unity to calm the storm they just set. A blaze dot behind the scenes, rehearsals were said to be happening in a lockdown LA studio. Choreographers prepped lighting. DJ drama was seen entering the building. Security was doubled. The stage was already being built, but just 48 hours before the broadcast, everything collapsed, and it all started with a leak. An insider, to be a disgruntled former member of Chance's media team, uploaded a private Google Drive to the dark corners of Reddit. What was in the folder? Everything. Email threads with bet producers, Kendrick's alleged setlist, snippets of Chance and Cole's unreleased cypher verses, internal notes about who would rap first, and who wouldn't respond to who, and one note in particular shook the internet. Kendrick has agreed to participate under one condition: Chance is not allowed to address him directly in the verse. Fans lost it. What? So Kendrick said he'll rap but not even acknowledge. Chance, he's showing up just to flex. That's not unity. That's domination. Immediately, pressure mounted on Bet to respond. Then came the next leak, worse than the last. A full demo track labeled fallback_CY_final_mix_v4.wav surfaced. It was Chance's original cypher verse, and the lyrics, they weren't what fans expected. He didn't apologize. He didn't submit. He came swinging. You call it clout. I call it courage, while you hide behind your silence like the truth ain't got no purpose. You let the world burn while I prayed it back to peace. Purr. Don't ask who my goat is. I said it aloud. Now let me speak. The verse was fire. Emotional, sharp, but real. And that's exactly why Kendrick allegedly walked within 6 hours of the leak. Multiple Bet staffers confirmed off-record. Kendrick's team pulled out. He won't be attending. He's not interested in being part of a reconciliation performance that might feel staged or indirect. Boom, Bet panicked. They pulled promo, pulled the cypher, and scrapped the reunion altogether. But the biggest twist came from J. Cole. Instead of vanishing, like Kendrick, he took the stage alone. Sources say Cole refused to cancel his appearance. He reworked his verse, added a piano intro, and addressed both men directly, naming them in a freestyle that Bet has not released yet. But one audience member captured audio from the closed taping. I watched y'all build empires, then burn em for reactions. I seen Chance find God, then drown in distractions. Kendrick became myth, then myth became law. But what's a king to a god still stuck in his flaws? The crowd went silent. Bet is now holding the footage hostage. Rumors swirl that execs are debating whether to even air it. Meanwhile, social media is melting down. Let Cole speak, #Bet reunion canceled, #Kendrick pulled out, #Chance leaked it himself. Yup, that last one. Exploding. Fans are now theorizing Chance leaked his own demo verse to flip the narrative one last time, to go out not as a clout chaser, but as the truth teller. One comment said it best: if Kendrick ghosted the reunion and Chance leaked the bars, this ain't beef.